You're watching Kettle Messages Tarot with your Oracle and Reader the Gemstar. It's time to spill some intuitive tea together again. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing. Reach out to the Gemstar for your own personal private reading at kettlemessagestarot.my.canva.site. The link is in the description box below. Now let's shuffle the cards and spill the tea. Welcome back once again to another live on Kettle Messages Tarot. It's the General Intuitive Tea, and I'm your Oracle and Reader the Gemstar. We want to thank you for joining our channel, for subscribing, for liking, commenting, letting us know if you're resonating with the messages. What would you like to see? What kind of readings would you like to receive? Go ahead and leave your suggestions in the comment section. If you want to reach out for your own personal private reading, visit our website, kettlemessagestarot.my.canva.site. I'm your Oracle and Reader, the Gemstar, and we're getting ready to spill the general intuitive tea. And the tea is already wanting to spill. So let's begin to spill the tea together. Welcome once again to another live Kettle Messages Tarot. This is spilling the intuitive tea with the Gemstar. That is I, that is your reader. The Gemstar here to spill the tea with you. Let's see what Spirit has to say to all those that are tuning in. What messages? Okay, patience. Oh, wow. Isn't this a difficult one? Yes, being patient at this time, as difficult as it may be, this is what we are being called to have. Let's continue spilling the tea and find out why is it that at this time we have to have patience. You are able to let the universal energy of transformation to move accordingly to its own loving rhythm. So being patient, going with the flow, waiting things out, taking a step back, taking time for reflection, trying to be patient with yourself during this time, trying to be patient with others. Not fighting against the current, not fighting okay, because you're evolving, you're growing at this time, you're elevating, you're awakening. You're entering new cycles in your psyche, in your spirituality, in your bodies, in yourselves at this time. Being patient with yourselves as you realize that the obstacles that you're going through at this time are merely lessons on your path, on your journey to self-discovery, on your journey to evolution, to change. Being patient with yourselves, because at this time, you are changing. Situations around you are changing The world is changing. We're in constant change. And when things begin to change, we begin to confront obstacles, come up against obstacles. Obstacles we build for ourselves, obstacles that come from outside of ourselves. And that's why the need for patience at this time is so necessary, as difficult as it is. Because you're changing, because you're growing, because you're learning, you're incubating. You're about to get ready to break out of a cocoon and spread your wings. But right now, you're discovering yourself. And one of the obstacles may be a lack of commitment. You know, a lack of commitment can be not being committed to our dreams, to our goals, to what we say we want, to what we say we need. But we lack commitment towards it. We give up too quickly. There's a lack of patience, impatient, wanting things right now, right at this moment, in a hurry, in a rush, impulsively. I need it now. But Spirit says things are not occurring at your speed. You've got to trust that the universe knows what's best right now. Okay, there's a lot of things that still need to be released. Holding on to past childhood traumas, holding on to any trauma, holding on to negativity, resentment. There's a need to be committed to releasing what still is holding you back, what is still keeping you from evolving, from changing, from growing. There's this energy of someone not showing up for themselves, not showing up for their connections, not showing up for their commitments to themselves, to others. There's also a need to be patient, as there are things that still need to be released. People, places, things, situations, ways of thinking, being, feeling. Change, growth, evolution, awakening to a new self. A more authentic, true you. But are you showing up for yourselves? Are those that you commit to are showing up for you? Are they committed? Are they still holding on to things? To baggage, to old connections, to past mistakes in current relationships? Being patient as things are changing, as you are changing. A need to realize that there must be a commitment you need to make to this growth, to this change that's going on within you right now. Or someone, whoever's tuning in, knows that in order to grow, in order for things to change, they know deep down inside that they still have to release certain people, places, and things and situations, ways of thinking and being and living that hold them back from growth and change. I think that's the sweetness part of it. Let's spill the tea on why patience is coming out, on why things are changing at this time. Who or what is lacking commitment? Who or what needs to be released? Someone is holding on too tightly to someone who is not committed to growing or changing. How patient will you be with this person? This is another message that's coming through. That some of you tuning into this message at this time, this general intuitive tea, you may be dealing with someone who still needs to release certain things from their life in order to show up for you, in order to commit. Someone lacks change, someone lacks commitment, and someone else is losing patience. How patient are you going to be waiting around for someone to change, someone to grow, someone to evolve, someone to commit, someone to finally release their ex, their past, their baggage, their fears, their doubts, their insecurities, their selfishness, their greed, whatever it is that keeps them from committing, evolving, changing, and taking connections to the next level? How patient are you going to be at this time with this person? Okay? That's the message, the second message coming through from Spirit. That some of you are losing patience at this time, waiting for somebody to grow up, someone to commit, and someone to release their ex or release their issues, release their singledom. Let's continue spilling this tea. Let's see where it's going. If this person, okay, someone is driven to the point of doing readings on themselves, on going to psychics, going to tarot readers, to find out about a person, about why they're not committing, about why they're not taking relationships to the next level, why they keep acting immature and childish, and not releasing what they know they need to release in order to commit in a relationship or connection here. Someone is refusing to grow up. Someone is refusing to commit. Someone else in this connection is getting readings, going to psychics, trying to find out why this person is not committing. And so you're here right now. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's find out why this person is not committing, why they won't grow up. Maybe that is the reason, right? Because they don't want to grow up. Because they don't want to be grown right now. All right, as we said, you're being patient at this time. You're reflecting. You're really looking at the situation. You're really looking at this person, the relationship they have with you, this game they're playing. They're always making excuses of fears. All right, as we said, confirmation. Someone's going to psychic, someone's going to friends, someone is going to family, someone is going through social media, someone is going through someone's phone, someone is going through someone's personal things because they want to find out why someone has changed up on them, why someone is not committing, why they refuse to take this connection to the next level, why they refuse to release their single lifestyle or their addictions, why they won't grow up, why they won't mature. They're unbothered. They're unbothered. They're unbothered. They have a bad reputation. Maybe you know about this, maybe you don't. Maybe you already know that this person has a history of just dating around and not committing, not giving relationships a label, not settling down, always holding on to their exes, keeping their exes as friends. Their friends are a distraction. Their exes are a distraction. They don't release the past. So whatever new relationship this person gets into, they bring the ex and introduce them as friends into these connections. They bring their whole crew. So dealing with this person, you have to deal with their friends, you have to deal with their family, you have to deal with their exes, because they keep relationships and connections with all of them. It's like, I don't have a problem with them. You know, I'm still friends with my ex. I don't have a problem talking to my ex. My family loves my ex. We just broke up. That doesn't mean that, you know, the ex is not included, even if it makes you feel bad. Look a little deeper, look a little closer to what this person is doing, because they're trying to say like you're making a big deal. Someone here feels like someone else is making a big deal about bringing their past baggage into your relationship. Whatever the past baggage was, family drama, ex drama, baby mama, baby daddy drama. And even though someone here is bothered by it, the other person is surely not unbothered. The one doing this is unbothered, because they're known for breaking rules, for disrespecting, for doing what they want. And you can either be patient with them or not. See? Rejected. Someone gets rejected in this situation. And as we said, you may be the one rejecting them. You may be the one rejecting them. Why? Because when you go looking for those receipts, when you start playing investigator and detective, and you find receipts, you find proof, you find evidence of whatever it is that you have been suspecting as the reason why too they haven't been committing and they haven't been letting the past go, that's the reason why they won't commit, because they're not going to let the past go. And they say, oh, we're still friends. They're just my friend. Really? See, they're not bothered by this type of behavior, but you sure are, or someone sure is. Okay, the person who went looking for receipts. So let's spill this general tea so far. Let's give a quick summary. Someone here is losing patience and is about to reject someone that refuses to commit and refuses to grow up. And this person has gone to tarot readers, or have done readings for themselves, or they have actually went through their phone or went on their social media or asked questions to their family and friends. They asked around, okay? Somebody here went, did some digging, wanted to take a closer look at this relationship, at this friendship, at this connection here, because there's a lot of red flags. Somebody is suspicious because someone is acting funny, someone is acting strange, someone is acting childish and mature, not committing, continuing to go back and forth between the past and the present and the current, and still looking for future ones as well. And so somebody here is about to reject someone that is acting like a bad boy, acting like a bad girl. And they don't care because that's who they are. You could be with them if you want to. You can mess with them if you want to. And if you don't, that's fine by them as well, because they're going to have their ex there, as a backup. They got options. They got a lot of options. You got to be careful with this one. You got to be careful with this one. There's the offer. There's the offer. After you reject them because they have been behaving badly, here they come with an offer. Let's see where the offer is going. We're loving it, okay? As we said, it started very sweet, nice and sweet and slow. The message started, we needed patience because we're changing, we're evolving, there's connections and relationships changing. But are we committing to ourselves? Are we committing to our wants, our needs? We know that we need to release certain things in our life so that we can be able to make a true commitment to what we really deserve and what we really want, which is growth and change. But we have to be patient with ourselves. Growth and change doesn't happen overnight. Dealing with this situation and realizing this and reflecting on your own life, you are also looking at the friendships, the connections, and the relationships you're currently in. And you're looking at what they're offering you at this time. Because you're already realizing that in certain areas of your life, you yourself are holding yourselves back by not releasing and truly committing to your dream and your goal and what you really want and desire. So you're already coming to the realization of what it is you need to do to grow. Now you're looking at the people in your life. Are they bringing any change and growth? And there's definitely one here that's popping out. That's a big, huge red flag. That because they're not reflecting on their life. They like their life exactly as it is. They are unbothered by their situation. They love behaving badly. They love having these exes as friends and bringing them into new relationships and introducing them like friends and cousins, like nothing. Now, someone is acting funny and you're realizing someone is refusing to grow and change. Someone is refusing to commit. Someone is refusing to look at themselves. So you're willing to do the work on yourself, but you're realizing that someone you're dealing with is refusing to do the work on themselves. So they can't come in whole and complete so that they can match your energy or level at this time. So as you look at this connection, you're deciding to reject it. Once you decide to reject them, draw boundaries, right? This is about your life, your self-respect, your self-worth. You're just not going to let someone continue in your life. You're already losing patience with someone who won't commit. So you reject them, and now they're coming in with an offer. Now they're coming in with an offer. Let's see where this offer is going. Ooh. The same thing they offered you the last time. And what do you got to show for it today? Okay? They're coming with the same offer that they made you the last time. And what was the last offer? A lack of commitment. Be patient with them. Be patient with them. They're working on letting go of certain past commitments. So they're not coming with anything new. After you reject them, they come back making you an offer because they want to get right back into your good graces. But they're not bringing anything new. They're bringing the same energy. That's what they're doing. Bringing the up, dusting it off. Okay? That's right. What they're coming with, a one-night stand, a one for old time's sake, some makeup sex. But what happens? Then it goes right back to the issue, to the problem. Nothing is resolved. This one just wants to go to bed and thinks that that's going to resolve the problem. Because after you have sex with them and you're thinking, hey, okay, they're coming back. Now they're going to get serious. Now they're going to commit. No. Now they're going to tell you, be patient with them. They're going to work on this. They can see you working on yourself. You inspiring them. Okay? You inspiring them for them to change. But they're not going to change. So you got to stay in a connection, right? You're choosing to stay in connection. Someone here is staying to, deciding to stay in connections that you can't be yourself. Too attached to someone who won't commit and who won't release their past. But they're demanding of your time, your energy. You see, because there's this energy where someone here already has themselves together, or they're getting themselves together. They're gathering themselves. They're reflecting on themselves. They're realizing there's things that they need to work on within themselves, on themselves, in their own life, so that they can evolve. Someone else here is just playing a game. And then someone falls into this energy of being with someone who's demanding, who's codependent, or who's too attached, where you can't be yourself. Someone is not being themselves. See, boundaries, being hurt, there's that rejection. Not today. Not today. Someone really doesn't want this person. They're not offering anything new. They're not offering anything new. You should reject them. They have a bad reputation. They're controlling. They're demanding. They may want you because you got yourself together. You're mature, okay? You're in control of your life. You work on yourself. So they see groundedness and stability in you, while they are over here being a hot mess. A user being charmed. Okay, we said it. There it is. Needing to put boundaries. It's best to reject someone who is always looking at the grass greener on the other side, is always holding on to their exes, to their past commitments, to their past relationships. They can have addiction. It can be gambling. They can be very codependent. Someone here is a straight up gold digger. Someone here looks for partners that can pay their way, that can go pay for their drugs as well. This person is a hot mess, and you should totally reject them. Support your content creators. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. And to receive your own personal private reading, book it at our website, kettlemessagestarot.my.kava.site, in the description box below.